Hi there, it's Erin from EB Mixed Media. I am so excited today to be participating as an artist in Art Journal Advent 2024. This is a month-long, not challenge, but invitation to a sort of a community art project in which we take time out of our busy schedules during December to make sure we spend time being creative. Art Journal Advent is hosted by Michelle at Raspberry Blue Sky and Tamara at Mara Creative Studio. I'll put their information in the description box, and I am going to be working on the prompt 2024 in 3 words. So that is my prompt for today, December 15th. This is my Art Journal Advent journal. I have a video, and I will link to it below, on how I created this journal out of a tissue box. So I'm going to be working in that today. But before I get started in this, I'm going to make some embellishments to use in my journal using sticker paper. And if you don't have sticker paper, that's fine. You can just use regular paper or, work in your journal. You're not required to do this at all. This is just how I'm approaching the challenge and the prompt. So I've got some sticker paper. These are 2 by 2 inch circles. And this is left over from mailing out invitations or something like that, probably Christmas cards. And, I used most of the sheet, but then I had a few stickers left. And, these are, so what do you do with these, right? So I'm going to paint those out as well and use them on my journal spread. So to get started, I've got some craft paint here in blue. It's called Key West. And I'm going to put that on this page. And I'm going to use just a simple gift card to spread it around. This paint, I shake and shake and shake. It doesn't matter. It is so runny. So I've got this gift card, and I'm just going to move this around. It's way darker than I want it to be. I probably used way too much. So let's throw some gesso on here in white and kind of get this to be a little bit lighter in color. That's better, I think. And I think just to mix it up, I'm going to take some lavender. I'm thinking of sort of winter, and I like these colors as a winter mix. You don't have to be neat about this. This is just a quick way to get some paint on your page. You don't even really need to worry about covering it all up. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to give that a little dry. Now I have, this is a distress crayon from Tim Holtz, and it is called Shipped Sapphire. And I'm just going to smudge this around here. And then I'm going to spray it with some water. And that'll activate the color. And you could use your fingers if you want to spread that a little bit, but you don't even have to spread it all out, so you can still have some of those lines showing. And I'm going to even add a little more water, and while that's wet, I'm going to throw down some Lindy's Magicals. This is in Tibetan Poppy Teal. I wish I had a sprinkle container. I think I'm going to have to do some investigating and see if I can't find something like a salt shaker. Although I think those holes would be too big, but something to sprinkle with. I'm just going to throw some of that on there. And you can see as it hits the water, it starts to activate. And I'd like it to activate a little bit more. So we'll spray, and we can even move that around if we want to, or actually lift the page and let it run. Or you can use your dryer and kind of blow the color around. So while there's still a fair bit of water on there, I've got a small piece of muslin here. And rather than sort of sop this up with a paper towel, I'm going to do it with my piece of fabric and pull off that extra water that's on the page. And in doing so, I'm going to get some color onto this piece of muslin. and I'll be able to use that. I'm effectively dyeing the muslin. Now this is really, really messy, so if you're not into having messy hands, you're gonna wanna put some gloves on or something, but there. Now I've got this piece of muslin that I can use later in another project, or in this project perhaps. Next, I'm going to do some stamping. I've got one of my favorite stamps here from my Fabulous Florals stamp collection. And I've got some ink here in Garden Patina. This is completely dry now. I hit it with my blow dryer. And I'm just going to add some stamps to this page. And I'm going to kind of pay attention so that I get them on each of these 2-inch circles, but I'm not going to pay that much attention. I can sort of see where they are, but it doesn't really matter if you miss one. I can't see that one at all. Next, I'm going to add this circle stencil, and I'm going to use some gold paint to do that. Probably way more than I needed. I've got a makeup sponge here to apply that. And again, I'm just going to kind of place this all around. It doesn't matter if I hit every circle or not. There we go. And to finish this off, I'm just going to do some white splatters, I think. I think this is looking really pretty. And there we go. We'll set that aside to dry. For this one, I want to keep it really simple so that it contrasts and stands out against the more busy circle background. So again, I've got some purple craft paint here. This is called Light Lavender. And once again, I'm just going to use this card to spread that paint on here. And you could certainly do a whole sheet of stickers if you want, but I think it's great to just use up some of these mailing labels that you might have that next to your printer that you hate to throw away because labels are expensive, but are you really going to print those last 5 or 6? And again, I want to add some holiday sparkle to this. So I'm going to use this stencil and do some striping. And again, I'm going to do that in gold. There, easy peasy. So I have my journal here. This is the page that I'm working on today. And to sort of save my journal from getting trashed, because I'm a pretty sloppy artist, I'm going to put these papers down here. And I actually think I might tape them. So that they stay in place. And then I don't get anything on, well, or minimize how much I'm getting on other pages in the journal. So in thinking about this prompt, I'm thinking about everything that's happened in 2024. And, you know, are there things that really stood out and had impact for me? And there certainly were. And I thought I would just take a minute. Oh, my hands, gosh. Anyway, I thought I would take a minute and just sort of journal about the year. And I'm going to do it really quickly, really messy writing. No one will be able to read this. This is just me thinking it through and getting some marks down on the page. So that has helped me really narrow in on 3 words that I think I can use to describe this year. And I don't want anyone else to really see this or be able to read it. Not that you can, because it's so messy. So once again, I'm going to do this little credit card technique and spread some gesso out on here. Not a lot, but just to sort of mute that a little bit and push it to the back. And I'll dry that. And next, to get some more color on the page, this is fast becoming one of my favorite techniques for getting a background going. And it's similar to what we did on the stickers. I'm using Neocolor 2 crayons. And once again, I'm going to spray and activate the color with some water. And then I'm going to grab my palette knife, which is very dirty. I've got some gesso left over here. And I'm going to just run this through that water and across the page. And that just gives such a neat, dreamy effect, but yet it still retains some of those marks on the page. I just love how that looks. I got a little heavy there, but you can go back and sort of scrape some off. So the writing is still there, the journaling, but no one could possibly read it now. But you know it's there, right? Let's try this again. Now, just to add another layer to the background, I'm pulling out my archival ink again in the Garden Patina. And I've got a stamp here, and there are 6 numbers on this stamp. So I've taped off the last 2, and I've got the numbers for 2024 on here. And I'm going to stamp this around on the background. And you'll want to make sure this is really dry. You can see where I stamped into my paint and then back onto there, and the paint was not dry. And so I got paint on my stamping block. But I'm just going to put this all around, upside down, different directions. And it just adds a little more to our background, a little more interest. And if you don't have this kind of a stamp, but you have number stamps, you could use that. You could even write the numbers around if you wanted to. There, I think that works. All right, let's go back and get our stickers out. So this is the circle stickers that we did, and I'm going to take a couple of these, if I can find them. There's one. And I'll kind of see if I like how they look. That one's nice. And I'm just going to put these right down on the page. And I deliberately made them a little darker and this page a little lighter so that they would pop off of it. Let's see, is there one here? This is a really pretty area with all of the Lindy's Magicals on there. Here I think I'll go over the seam a little bit. Let's see, what's this one? I can't find it. There it is. Do I like that one? Yeah. They're all a little bit different. This one maybe we'll have some coming off the bottom here. And so in the spirit of the holidays, and I'm going to make these into Christmas ornaments. And so I'll just put a little crown on here. Nothing fancy. And as that's drying, I'm going to circle these with my black pen. Some thick paint right there. Whoops. Oh no. I'm having trouble because of the layers underneath this journal page. And then we'll go back and do this. Of course, our ornaments have to be hanging from the tree, right? And then I think it's fun to add just a little what is this? Shimmer where the light might be hitting the ornament, shining on it. Next, I'm going to take these other stickers and I'm going to trim off the rounded ends. Like so, and just cut them in half. Actually, and then I've got my muslin, which is dry now. So I'm just gonna cut a few kind of strips of this, and this will give us some really nice texture and dimension on our page. And we'll glue that down. And I find just my Yoo-hoo glue stick works pretty well. Let's go that way. Yeah. Don't like that one. I've cleaned up my workstation, I've cleaned up my hands, and I'm ready to finish this page in my journal. I've got 3 words here that I typed up on my laptop, and then I printed them out on a very light kind of pink paper. And the first word I chose was transition. I'm just going to glue this on here on the first ornament. And I chose this word because I feel like I went through a transition this year, or this year was a year of transition. As many of you know, I lost both my parents in the past couple of years, and was caring for them, dealing with their estate, all of those sorts of things. I've been launching at that same time that all that was going on, launching both of my boys into the world. And so it is a time of, they call it empty nesting. I've also heard it referred to as becoming a free bird, where some of those responsibilities that you've had are now no longer there. So it's a period of, you know, what's the next phase of my life going to look like rather. The second word I thought of was opportunity. I've been blessed with so many great opportunities this year. I had a wonderful opportunity to travel, went to Denmark on an amazing trip that was just so inspirational and wonderful. And I had an opportunity to do some really wonderful creative collaborations with Joggles, and with launching my class on painted papers. So there's just been a lot of great opportunities this year, both creatively, professionally, and personally. And then finally, the final word I chose was potential, because I'm really feeling now, as I've moved into this new phase of my life, that there's just so much potential in the coming year, for what this new phase of my life could be. And so I'm thinking a lot about how I want that to look in the new year and the potential that's out there. And I feel very, very fortunate that I do have a lot of choices, and a lot of potentially great things coming my way. So those were my 3 words for 2024. And that completes my page. I'm really glad you joined me for December 15th of Art Journal Advent. I'm looking forward to seeing how you interpret the prompt, and I hope if you post it online, you'll tag me so that I can see what you've created and how you interpreted the prompt. In the meantime, you can always find me over on Instagram. I'm at EB_mixed media. That's EB_mixed media. And I want to give a shout out and a thank you to Tamara and Michelle, who've host Art Journal Advent and who invited me to participate. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.